Habits, we all have them. They're good or bad. Habits make up like the system, the structure of our everyday lives. Well, with fitness, a lot of people don't realize this, but they're doing these bad fitness habits that can be, you can cause actually harm or damage to your body. I'm actually I didn't plan this by design, but I actually injured myself from doing a leg workout of all the workouts I'm gonna discuss here in a second. In this video, I'm gonna go over 6 bad fitness habits that you could be doing. I want to discuss this because I want you to be aware of if you're doing this or not. And a lot of us are guilty of this. It's not life-threatening or anything, but it's just something I want you guys to be aware of. Because with fitness psychology, I love habits, and we gotta build better habits, so we have to eliminate bad ones. Stick around to the end though, because I do want to discuss the #1 bad fitness habit that I think people are doing or neglecting, should I say, that is potentially harmful. Case in point, I jacked up my back from it. All right guys, Butch from Fitness Psychology, where I discuss all topics, mindset, nutrition, and fitness, because those are the lifestyle habits you need to build to become a more confident and healthier you. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video of 6 bad fitness habits that you are doing. Now, don't be discouraged if you're doing any of these habits. The idea here is just to make sure you're aware, right? You want to be aware if you're doing something incorrectly, so that way you can change it to become better, right? So don't overthink this. Don't think it's life or death or anything crazy like that. I just want you guys to simply be aware of this. Again, we're building better habits here. The first bad habit I want to talk about here is that you are not warming up. You're not warming up for your workout. What people tend to do is just jump right in, get the workout, and get out. And I get it, because sometimes, time is of the essence. You don't have a lot of time to spare, so you just want to get the main course and get out. Perfectly understandable. However, though, you do want to warm your body up. Think of this as a car. You are a car. Right now, filming this video, it is freezing as all hell outside. The wind is brutal, it's cold, so I could just get in my car and just drive off, but it's not gonna be as efficient, right? So what I do is I turn on my car, let it warm up, and then it's good to go. You are a car. So think of this the exact same premise. Go to the gym, warm up, do a basic cardio routine for 5 to 10 minutes. That way you have all this blood flowing through your body, so you'll be able to perform your movements way better and more efficient. So warm up when you're going to work out. It's so crucial, and it's gonna make your workout that much better. All right, the second bad fitness habit I wanna talk about here is you have bad form with your workouts. Why is this important to know? When you have bad form, so let's just say you are doing a squat or a deadlift and your back is hinged over like that, you are putting way too much pressure on your lower back. And what happens is when you have bad form, another muscle or another muscle group that shouldn't be working for this particular movement has to work harder, and it becomes imbalanced. So you don't want to have bad form. If you feel like you are, like something's hurting that it shouldn't, please be aware of that. Listen to your body. Who cares about the ego? No one gives a about how much you bench or how much you squat. Seriously. So put that to the side. Don't have bad form. If you're not too sure on what's the correct form to do, ask someone at the gym, YouTube it. There's so many ways to discover and look at the mirror if you're doing bad form or not. So guys, please, please, please make sure you're doing proper form with your workouts. All right, the third bad fitness habit I want to talk about here is you are putting way too much weight with your workouts. I get it. You want to lift heavy and all that stuff, that's fine. But sometimes you're going too heavy. What happens when you go too heavy? Your muscles can't take it, and then you end up hurting yourself. So don't go too heavy with your workouts. Build up to that progression. You want to use progressive overload, which is just my #1 way to get any results with your workouts. You want to progress up to heavy weights. But if you go too heavy, you're gonna hurt yourself, and then that's gonna cause bad form, which is gonna cause injury. So please, dial back on the weight a little bit if you're going too hard. Now, what's a good rep range to use if you feel like you're going too heavy? Try and do this. Do maybe 6 to 8 for the rep range. And remember, when you're working out, you want those last 2 reps, like maybe 7, 8, to be very challenging. That's a good way to add some extra weight without compromising form or your body. The 4th bad fitness habit I want to talk about here is you're overtraining. You might be asking yourself, wow, why am I not getting all these results? Why am I so fatigued? Why do I have no energy? You could be overtraining. Again, listen to your body. Seriously, take a dive back and see how you're feeling with your mindset and also just your body in general. But if you're overtraining, you're gonna have to dial back a little bit. And again, don't let the ego get away with this, guys. It's okay to actually take a rest. You should do that. Your body needs to rest and recover to build up, to get stronger. I mean, if you think about it, when you're working out, you're actually not gaining muscle at the gym. When you're working out, you're breaking down your muscle fibers and you're resting so they can build up to be stronger for the next lift. So if you're overtraining, if you're doing 2-a-days, if you're working out 2 hours every day, that could be too much for your body. So go ahead and just dive back a little bit. Take a step back, throw in a rest week, throw in a deload week, and then get back to it. The 5th habit I want to talk about here, and I just mentioned this briefly, is you're not recovering. So many people are guilty of this, is you're not recovering well. And what I mean by that is, are you sleeping okay? Are you eating the right nutrients? Are you eating enough protein? Are you maybe stretching your muscles? You're not recovering. You're not adding recovery into your routine. You're just doing the workouts and then going to the next one. You can only do that for so much until your body can't take it anymore. Then you start to feel like you're overtraining. Make sure, this is probably the biggest culprit of them all, but it's just you're not recovering for your workouts. You're not recovering from your workouts, and that is just causing you to become way too fatigued and weak. All right, the 6th and final habit I want to talk about that could be bad for you is you are not adding mobility and functional movements to your workout or to just your routine. Why is this so important? If you're neglecting this, what's going to happen is your muscles are going to have a hard time to perform certain movements, a certain range, right? What happens if there's a range, your muscles are overstretched, you're gonna get hurt. I actually pulled my back. This is my first actual fitness industry I ever had, I can remember at least. I pulled my back and it was from squatting and I was going down too deep, but my back couldn't take it. So I need to add more mobility and more functional movements into my routine. I'll actually show you and I'll demonstrate that down the road for you guys. But if you can't touch your toes, and you can if you can squat 300 pounds, there's a problem there. Think and notice how just if you go to the mall and you just see people, how they walk, how their posture is, how they're moving. They might not have proper range of motion, even at the gym. That is so important to realize. So please, guys, make sure you are adding mobility and functional movements into your routine. Make sure you're stretching. Make sure you are recovering. Make sure you have proper form. If you just catch this stuff and then fix it, you're definitely going to be in the right path here, because this is your body and you want to feel confident with it and you want to feel good. So just make sure you're aware if you're doing any of these and just make some little tweaks. That's all you have to do. But all right, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. Sorry it took so long to make this. I was injured for a couple weeks. I couldn't really film, but back to it. And I really appreciate the support here. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the like button, hit the share, and I will see you guys on the next video.